Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa, and I'm not gonna really create too much of an intro for this because as you guys could tell, you guys already know what I'm going to be talking about. I honestly never thought in a million years that I would be having this conversation. Certain thing is unexpected and it's never planned, but that's why God is in control. So whatever happens in life, don't ever try to end your life. That's what I'm going to start with. Whatever that you're going through right now, don't ever try to end your life, because if you're still breathing, there's still hope. I'm gonna start with a verse, and it's in Psalm 27 verse 1. It said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, and whom shall I be afraid?" Honestly, I could say through this sorrow, through this journey that I went through for the past, I would say, a year and a half now. It honestly been tough, and I thought that if I share my story today, that this could actually help someone that is going through the same situation that I went through. As you all know, I did a video a long time ago, probably I'll give it like 2 years or more. I was talking about a wonderful guy named Peter. We was in a relationship for, at that time, I think it was like maybe 3 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And honestly, it was overall, relationship have its ups and downs, but it was a wonderful relationship to be in. And I honestly didn't know how hard this conversation was going to be until I decided to do it. Oh Lord. Okay, so I'm gonna start. If you guys see me looking down, is because I had to really write down my thoughts, so that way that I don't go off track, or if I do get too emotional, that you guys, I would have something to help me fall back on track of what I was trying to say. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna start with question number 1 that I asked myself: why did I leave YouTube? Why did I stop making videos? Honestly, around the time that I decided to start a YouTube channel, at first it was just like, oh, okay, like, why not? I was excited for it. I was like, this is like something that could actually be fun and to express myself. I'm an introvert, so I really do love staying home. I'm a homebody. If people that don't know me, that do know me, they will tell you Vanessa is a homebody. I hate going out. I don't like going out too much. And once I am out, I am literally on my watch, like, hey, like, I want to go home. Except for my best friend, that's different. Like my sister and stuff like that, that's completely different. But, yeah, so on. I started making YouTube videos because I honestly thought that was the best way for me to express myself. Around that time, I had made a video of being in a relationship, and it was a long distance relationship, and I honestly, every time I look at that video, I pour down to tears because it was okay, let's move on. I can't even talk right now. I'm probably gonna mess up so many times, and I'm sorry. I don't really mean to. It's just sometimes I feel like back then I couldn't talk about it at all, but now as times pass, you know, like they say, it's cliche, but time does heal everything. Through times and family, things, you start seeing a better light of stuff. So when I was going through a lot, I didn't feel like I was in the right state of mind, the right mindset for me to talk about certain things that I want to do in life on camera. I feel like there was a lot of things that I was dealing with off camera that I didn't want it to, for it to project when I was recording. So I stopped and started to focus on things that was more priority. Okay, so my second question, I had asked myself, like, how long did I know Peter? I known Peter for about 5 years. 5 years. Was in a relationship for, I would say 4 years and 11 months, and I believe almost 5 years, because I known him for 5. Okay, yeah, so 5 years altogether. We got engaged in December 9th, 2018. Honestly, that was one of the most beautiful days of my life. I honestly thought this was it, because I find the God I want to be with. You know, and Peter is a very kind, strong, caring, stubborn sometimes, but very caring, you know, very protective of the people that he loves. And overall, he was a honestly good guy. And I was ready to settle down and be with that person. For those that don't know, but it was a long-distance relationship. Peter was living in Haiti. I was living over here. Long-distance relationship was hard, but we managed to make it through. And then I think in December, after December 9th, I went back home. And in January, he started to get sick out of nowhere. Couldn't find out what was wrong with him. We went to doctors after doctors, and it was still nothing. It gets to a point I was getting very frustrated, and, you know, spending money left to right, trying to figure out what is going on. The doctor is telling you one thing, then they're saying it's another, and I'm like, yo, can somebody please just give me an answer, like, to, you know, at least know what we are dealing with. But that never happened. And when he told me that things were really getting tough, and he really wasn't feeling good, I spoke to my parents, and they was about to go to Haiti. I booked a flight in April. I went there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I went there. Literally, I was in for a shock. Like, when I saw the person that I left in December and the person I'm seeing in April, it was literally half a size of that person. that I saw in December. And I didn't want to cry in front of him because I didn't want him to notice how deeply hurt I was when I saw his physical features. So, of course, as women, I went to the bathroom, I cried. You know, I'm like, God, what is going on? Why is this happening? Like, is there something that I don't know? Like, you know, I start asking questions. So then I start, I think we was there with my parents. My parents saw how he was suffering, so they ended up making him stay where we were staying at. And so we ended up, when he stayed at the house where we were staying at, of course, we made sure that he was fed. You know, we prayed all the time. And those things did honestly help them in that moment. When we was there for 2 weeks, like, he started to feel better. And I was like, okay, maybe things will eventually get better. And then it was tough for me to leave him behind and come back to United States. I cried a lot because I'm leaving someone that I care for a lot, and he's still sick. It's not like he was all the way better, but you know, I still had to come back. I had work, and I had other things that I had to come take care of when I'm home. Because, like it or not, you sick, Bill doesn't put a pause, okay? It doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop for you just because you're sick, or life doesn't stop for you just because someone you care for gets sick. So I came back to America, and then it gets to a point he started to become very distant, and I didn't understand why. And I used to get very frustrated because I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Why you are hiding yourself? When I call him to FaceTime him, and I'll be like, why are you hiding? What's going on? And he's just, honestly, the only thing he said, he said to me, like, babe, I can't really put the phone on me because I feel so weak. I can't do this, I can't do that. And at first I was getting so frustrated. I wasn't mad at him, I was just so frustrated because we couldn't find something to get this man to feel better. And you know, I kept on get to the point I started fasting and praying, and I'm like, Lord, like, what is going on? And eventually I just end up fasting. You know, I kept praying, and October 22nd, 2019, okay. In October 2019, I was at work. I remember. I was at work and something just didn't feel right. I don't know what it was, what was going on. I was just at home and honestly, not at home, I was at work, and it's just like my mind wasn't there. Like, I felt something heavy on my heart. And as I finished a client, I took my phone and then I checked my phone, and then one of my cousins texted me, was like, hey, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm like, what? What loss? What are you talking about? And I quickly called my best friend. And I was like, yo, do you know what's going on? Like, I don't understand what is this person saying to me. Best and she was like, Vanessa, it's probably nothing serious, you know. But eventually I found out that she actually knew before me. And they were just trying to make me get home safe before I go nuts and go crazy and lose my mind. And then my mom called me. I think my mom called me and was like, and then I felt something that was like, I felt like it was literally like my heart was about to come out of my chest. I think my mom texted me or called me and she was like, Nunu, well, she used to call me Vava. She said, Vava, I need you to come home. And I said, why? She was like, no, I just need you to come home. When she said that to me, I honestly felt like, yo, I felt like the worst news I'm about to get in my whole entire life. And I remember I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he was like, Vanessa, yo, just be calm, everything's gonna be okay. You know, I just need you to get home. And I'm extremely grateful for him too, because even when I was on the train, and so was my best friend, they were calling me, checking up on me, making sure that I got home safe. Once I got home, you know, I'm walking inside. I see my pastor, my mom, and my older brother, one of my older brother, or my third older brother. They're in the living room, and my mom was like, are you home? I was like, yes, I'm home. What's going on? And she's like, I have something to tell you. I was like, what is it? And then she was like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Peter passed away. Honestly, after she said that to me, everything just went black. Because all I know is I couldn't breathe. I started having anxiety. Like that pain. To describe that pain, I can't even compare it to anything, because I can honestly say, even on my worst enemy, I would never want someone to go through that. I'm okay. If my sister was here, she would be like, Vanessa, you're not okay. Oh yeah, I don't like, I'm like the tough cookie. So when I finally melt down, she'd be like, yeah, just let it out. Side note, yeah, I don't like crying in front of people. Disclaimer, this video is gonna be long, so I'm sorry. It's just, I just needed to put it out there, and to honestly just dedicated this video to him too, because I never really talked about it, because I'm a very extremely private person. When I'm going through stuff, you will never know. Because I'm not gonna say I hide it well, but I don't wear my emotion in my sleeve. So like, if I don't tell you I'm going through something, you will never notice, except for a really close friend that know me for a very long time and they know how I am, and they'll observe who I am a lot, so they'll start noticing, hey, something is wrong with you, what's up, what's going on. But let's go back to what I was saying. That day, honestly, it went black. I don't remember as much. Oh, no, I dropped on the floor and I was grasping for air because I couldn't, because I was in so much shock. Oh bon Dieu, oh God, I was broken. Imagine somebody that you've been together for 5 years, you were planning to get your life together with that person, to be his wife and to be your husband. And that dream got shattered. I was extremely heartbroken. It felt so unreal. I mean, because, and my thing was, I thought I was gonna pray, it was gonna get better. You know, we were supposed to get married in I believe that was, we were supposed to get married 2019 of last year in December. But that didn't happen. You know, no, what am I saying? It's not 2019. Yeah, it is. I'm losing my thoughts, but it's not. Yes, it is 2019 of December. We was actually going to get married on my parents' anniversary of their wedding day. But the Lord had different plans, and sometimes you make your plan and God laugh because he's like, I have something 10 times better than that. At that moment, I thought that my world will never be the same. Until this day, it's never the same. Don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. I can't even talk. I'm losing my train of thought. It's still, don't get me wrong, I don't grieve as much as I used to, but now when I think of Peter, I have a smile on my face. I have good memory in my thoughts, in my mind. It's not like something that is breaking me, but it's something that is, give me strength to move on and be happy. Because at that moment, grief is a very hard thing to go through because everybody grieves differently. And sometimes you think of the worst thing ever. People talk a lot. People say stuff that don't make sense. You start blaming yourself for the situation. Meanwhile, it has nothing to do with you. Because when death, my pastor always tell me, there's 2 things in life that you cannot control. When you were born and when you are going to die. And with death, you can't control death. When it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be very hurtful, especially for those that love you, but Peter's in a better place, and number one thing I could say is I'm glad that he's not suffering anymore, because he used to suffer a lot. A lot. And it was very tough to see him like that. But I thank God that through it all, I'm still here, still breathing. I'm alive. And I know that He would not want me to suffer through life or be unhappy. I know that if He was able to tell me, girl, move on, be happy, and that's what I'm doing. Because when you're grieving, a lot of people have opinion on how to do it, when to do it, when should you stop, thinking about the person. And to be honest, that's all BS. Take your time. Take all the time in the world that you need. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to scream, scream. If you have to, do whatever to make yourself feel like you're still on this earth, do it. But it's been about 2 years now, I think, in 2018. This summer will make it 2 years, I'll say, or this fall will make it 2 years since he passed away. And the first year was tough for me, but this year is better. The beginning of the second year, it's better. I'm not as heartbroken, but his memory lives in my heart, and he will always be part of my heart. I will always make room for someone else, but Peter does hold a huge part of my heart, and I will always appreciate who he was in my life and how he helped me to become the woman I am today. I am glad that I went through this. I'm sorry, my head is itching. I'm glad I went through this without melting, That's because honestly, when I started this video, I was like, God, give me strength to do it, and for me not to fall apart, because Peter wouldn't want that for me. I had asked one more question that I asked myself for you guys to know is, how am I coping with things? To be honest, how I cope with stuff is being around my family a lot helped. My friends, work helped too, because I kept myself busy. Now that we're quarantined, I'm inside of course, but I kept myself busy. If I didn't like to go out, I go out more. I don't stay home. I try not to stay home too much and not to think about it. But now, that was in the beginning of it. But now, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm okay. And I'm happy he's resting. He is resting wherever he at. One more thing too. Because of when he passed away, I couldn't actually go to the funeral in Haiti, because there was a lot of things that was happening around that time, a lot of chaos that was happening in Haiti. I couldn't go to the funeral. So I didn't even get no closure, no nothing. So the last time I saw Peter was in April. So I got none of that. I didn't get my last goodbye, no nothing. And that was tough. That was a really tough pill to swallow. Whew. But I'm still here. I was reading something and it said, I don't remember where exactly, but it said you cannot stop living and go forward. I guess all I was just trying to say, like, through any journey that you're going through in life, just hold on tight, take a deep breath, and just go through the motions, go through whatever it is, and then you will see, after you go through all those trials and tribulations that you are in now, that you will be like gold that is shining, a diamond. You're gonna be a queen or a king, because God is our Father, and anything that you want and you shall receive. So in this moment, claim everything that is good in your life and everything that you want to be good in your life. On that note, I want to say, if it's in the morning, have a good day. If it's at night that you're watching this too, have a good night. Take care of yourself. And one more thing, guys, please, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, share it, and also please remember to subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to push the notification button, because your girl will be throwing content there and there, and you just have to see me. Duh. We have to become more like best friends. But honestly, thanks for taking the time to watch, to listen to my story, and I hope you have a blessed day and blessed night. Peace out, y'all. Take care.